Welcome to the Vintage Needle Crafter. My name is Laura. Welcome back returning subscribers and welcome new viewers. This is my little corner where I love to sit down and discuss all things knit and crochet. Whew, so quite warm here today in Northern Illinois. And I am filming at a very unusual and different time. This is Sunday afternoon. And normally I don't film in the afternoons, especially on Sunday. I usually do morning hours, but it has been so cloudy and so dark every day of the week this last week that I didn't even get a chance to film, and we've had a lot of storms come through. We are all okay. There's no damage to our home or anything like that, but it's been quite a roller coaster of weather, so to speak. And I have quite a few things to show you. Now, I did have a finished object, but I won't be able to show you because I had finished it so quickly and it has been given away. But I'm going to insert a picture here. That is, excuse me, that is a shawl that I crocheted. And I will try to find the pattern for you that's out there. I just watched a YouTube tutorial and learned the pattern stitch and made that shawl. That shawl is made with one cake of, it was by Linda Hobby, and I think it was called Flora Soft Cake in a rose shade. I don't have the label either to show you, my apologies. But I crocheted that on a larger hook than what the yarn recommends. I had crocheted that using a 5mm crochet hook. So there that is, as you can see in the photo. I just had those two pictures and it's gone, and the recipient, she absolutely loved it for her birthday. All right, moving right along. I don't have any more finished objects, but I do have quite a few whips, so let's get into that. I had received this skein of yarn as a gift, and it's no longer a skein of yarn. I've gotten so busy. I'm making a top with this. Now, this is the Red Heart Granny Square yarn, and I don't have the label. I think it was called Lily Pad or Water Lilies or something like that. And I'm going to make my vest just using the one skein. And here's all my squares that I crocheted up. I like the colors. It looks quite nice. And it said you get 14, but I got actually 15 squares. Now the extra one, it'll be an odd number, so maybe for a side pocket, I don't know. But what I'm going to do is 6 in the front like this. And I need to sew this right here, I see. I didn't have enough yarn from the tail to finish sewing, so I'm going to go across it again with another yarn. So 6 in the front and 6 in the back, and then 2 for the shoulders up there. And then I'm going to get a coordinating yarn and do the sides, do the trim around the neck and the sleeves, and probably some rows on the bottom because this is just not going to cover me. As you can see, it would be way too short. Now it'd be cute underneath a dress, but I would rather have it, just come down a little bit more. It just meets at way up above my waist. That's way too short. Oh, I got a text. Hello to you. Friends always like to text me, usually on Sunday afternoons, but there that is. Very nice. And yeah, Red Heart Super Saver Granny Square. Now, a lot of people, they don't like using that. Some people, I noticed this out there in the algorithm, it's either a love or hate relationship with this. I love it. It works for me. Just follow the directions. You just start with the 4-inch tail and you just keep crocheting along. You just got to tighten your tension, a little bit more tension, a little bit loose tension. It works out. It works for me. So I like the fact that I don't have all those tails to weave in the end. Now I used a 5.5mm crochet hook for mine and followed the instructions for that. So that's going to be a very cute little crochet vest. All right, moving right along now. I am working on my fall sweater, and I'm getting quite a bit more length done on it. I'm going to pull this stitch out to where it doesn't come out. Just have to pull it. I should have got a clip, but I did not. My apologies if you hear mowers in the background. They're mowing the lawn out there. The kids are mowing the lawn. Okay, and I got a nice length on this. Now I could stop right here if I wanted to, but I don't want to. I want to make this a duster. Oh, I'm pretty close to the camera. I don't know if I can step back a bit. There we go. And here's my hip, so it's getting below my hip. But I want to just keep going along with this, and I'm wanting to, I want to do another, I think another 18 inches. I know that's quite long, but I have the yarn to do it. Then I'll have to put on the sleeves. Now the yarn I'm using for this is Yarnsmith's Play. And here is a skein here that I'm working on. This is a DK weight 100% acrylic yarn, very soft, very easy care. There is a generous yardage on one of these if you're interested, 393 yards or 360 meters. It recommends a 4mm crochet hook. I'm not using that. I'm using my 5.5. I wish I would have started out with a smaller hook than what this recommended, actually, because my stitches would have been tighter and closer together. Now what may happen after I wash this, it may stretch out and there'll be all these little holes in it, but, well, it is what it is, and that's fine with me. I love the fall colors. Fall colors look good on me, so... And they're my favorite. They're my favorite colors. So there's that. Yes. All right. Now, oh yeah, here's the hook. My trusty 5.5. One just like my mother's vintage hook that got lost long ago. Okay. Now the next thing I'm working on, and if you are watching, you're going to get to see a sneak peek of your sweater. I'm making this for someone, and it is a hexie-cardi, and I've got one side done on one side, except for the arms. I need to do more on the arms, and I got the other piece right here for that side. So you can kind of get an idea what it looks like. Hexie cardigan. These are fun to make. These are a lot of fun to make. So that's kind of a, I don't know if you can kind of get an idea. That's kind of a sneak peek of it. I have about, well, I came down with a half double crochet here and decreased down until I got 41 stitches. And then I'm going to just do a front post and back post, double crochet. So long for the cuff, and then for the trim, same thing. I want to do trim around, and then back here I need to go back and forth so that this is sticking out, because you got to have that extra right here. You can't have this together. So I started on that, doing extra rows, having it come out further. Oops, need to pull that out. Now the yarn I'm using for this is Yarnsmith's Play. Whoops, let me straighten it out. Yarnsmith's Play. Same yarn as my other cardigan sweater, only this is a different shade. This is dye lot 13 and shade 1F007. Premium acrylic 3 weights yarn, very nice yarn. Same amount of meterage as the other skein. It's the same yarn, just different shade. Got this at Wool Warehouse. And also I am adding some of this here. This is Yarnsmith's Lagoon. Can't remember the shade of it, but it's got a lot of purples in there, and I thought that would pair really well, and it does. It picks up a nice silvery tone in there, like a silvery purple. There's a row right there, some of that. So it won't be long now. I'm thinking just maybe, a week or two, and I should have this finished. So I will show it on my channel as a finished object. I'll try not to have it gone before I show it here. But that's one side, and then I got a little bit more doing the length and the sleeves. So there's that. Also, yes, like I said, this is going to be a longie, and there's going to be a lot of works in progress. Here's some sad news. Sadly, I did not have enough yarn to finish this with this pretty yarn here. It was like a mohair blended yarn. Wasn't going to be enough to finish the body, but that's all right because I'm making myself a little asymmetrical scarf with it. I am just going to go and go and go and go and go and go until all the yarn is used up. It'll be a nice, long asymmetrical shawl, good for wrapping round and round. And I'm just knitting it on a US 10. There's a side view there. Let's see if I can kind of show you here. I stopped in the middle of a row. That's what I done. Very nice pattern, very easy to do. US size 10 knitting needle, and you know what? As of right now, that's the only knitted thing that I am working on at the present moment. Everything else is crochet. I am also started another hexagon cardie. This one is for me, or I might sell this one. It's just a little baby one right now. That's all the farther I got. But I loved the yarn, the color of this. This was left over from the baby blanket, and remember I was taking out the pinks and the purples. And yeah, this is Yarnsmith's Lagoon yarn. Don't know what shade. I may have a label down here somewhere. I think I do. Yes, shade 2J300, Yarnsmith's Lagoon. And these are a premium acrylic 3-weight, has 340 meters or 372 yards on one of these. So very nice, very generous. I love the colors. It's very pretty. And it's working out quite nicely. Again, 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. Do I ever use anything else? I do. And I've got something that I just started that it's just a teeny weeny little shawl, and I'm not even going to show it to you yet because it's too small. But 5.5 for this, nice drape, getting a start on it. That's kind of work on it once in a great while because I've got the other one to finish. Now for this down here, I showed you this a while back. I have been picking it up a little bit. This is the second knitted thing, but lately I haven't been working on it. Just the one knitted piece. But I do, sometime here soon, I do want to get back to this. I decided, after all, to go ahead and spin the yarn single ply. I want it single ply because I want enough yarn for a shawl. And I'm not going to purchase any more of this. This was a roving, a merino. No, not merino. Corriedale roving from Amazon, 8 ounces. And I have it down here on my little, I just spun this up on my electric eel wheel, my little Nano 2. Just a nice single ply yarn. Not going to double ply it at all. There's no need. There's no need to double ply it. It'll work up just as nice. So there that is. I got this one, and I'm starting to spin another one. I should probably end up with 3 of these. So that should be plenty enough for a shawl, I'm hoping. Hoping. Okay, now, what did I not show you? Oh, I've been working on these. Get my yarn out of the way. I made more of these little beautiful squares. These are roses. They kind of flattened out now. You stand it up, kind of see. Kind of see there, little rose sticking up there. Isn't those pretty? Now I will link the video for this down in my description. I can't pronounce her name. She's a German channel, and she'll have the writing across the top of the screen, and you can just pause it and follow along. Once you make about 6 or 8 of these, you pretty much can get it in your mind how to do it. All Yarnsmiths create double knit. The white is a silver, actually, pale silver. The purple is an orchid color, purple orchid. And the green, what's the green? The green is mojito green. So I'm just going along, and I have more yarn, and I'm making, you know, quite a few. And I'm just gonna sew them together after I get so many here. Very pretty. I love these. It's going to make a beautiful blanket. I want to make a blanket for someone. I'm not sure if it's going to be large enough for a bedspread blanket or maybe just a lap blanket. We'll see. We'll see how. I've got well, I don't want to say too much because I don't want to give the surprise away, but it's for somebody. That's all I'm going to say. It's for somebody, and I've got a while yet before it needs to be finished, so that's the only clues I can give out. Okay, what else have I got going on? Let's see, crochet blanket here for my son, who wants a nice little car cover. He wants a seat cover for his 67 Ford Galaxy. There, I said it right. 67 Ford Galaxy. It's got blue interior, and he wanted me to do him a chevron blanket in different shades of blues, greens, whatever I got lying around, scrap blanket. So I've got about 1/4 of it done. Actually, no. Actually, it's getting close to a third of the way done. Just working on it and put like so many rows on a day. During that heat that we had, I didn't want anything to do with it because it was just too hot on my lap. But it's pretty. It's coming along nice. Nice chevron blanket. These are so nice. I've got one on my sofa that's got autumnal colors, 70s vibes. In fact, our living room is decorated 1970s vintage. Complete with rust orange shag rug for the center rug, rust orange drapes, vintage furniture, vintage lamps, and then that one I made, I think I showed it to you quite some time ago. It was on my bed for a while, but I thought it really nice out in the front room on the sofa. So, all right, now my sons and their girlfriends went to a garage sale a couple weeks ago, and my son's girlfriend, she surprised me with this. And feast your eyes on this. This is amazing. And these are absolutely so soft and so beautiful. Wait till you hear what the whole bag was, price-wise. This is called Scrumptious by Lace, and it is 45% silk, 55% merino wool, and it is so soft and lacy and light. One of these has 1,000 meters or 1,093 yards, and I've got 1, 2, 3 of different shades. That's a gray. 3, 4. Oh yes, we love it. 5, plus another ball that is this shade that someone already had rolled up into a ball in the bag. So I started on a shawl right away with it. You know me. You know me. I'm going to crochet shawls, right? Yeah. Hopefully, I'm thinking about putting it on Marketplace, and hopefully I can sell that. But just one of these, mind you, just one, ranges from $34 to $36 a skein. One skein, $36. And I've got 5 here. That's like $140 right there. Plus, there's this. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 altogether. 6. Now we're up to $200. Over $200, okay, of yarn. And you're not going to believe what they paid for the bag. I don't think the lady knew what she was selling. It was a garage sale, and I told them, oh, if I would have been there and had the money, I would have bought all 4 bags of that. But anyway, I'm a terrible, terrible yarn hoarder. No, I'm not. I don't have not even a smidgen of the stash I've seen some people have. But anyway, there was this in there too, and this is a super fine, 50% super fine alpaca and a 50% Highland wool. It's a fingering weight, lovely, lovely and soft. Cloudborne fibers. I didn't look up how much this was, but there's just one of those. This was a thicker weight. This is a 4 weight. This was scrumptious worsted. It's got a silk sheen to it. I'm thinking shawl with these. And then there's in here a purple one. And they're probably the same price. They're probably $30-some a piece. So yeah, probably we're looking at 200 and my guess is probably $280. $280 probably total cost of this yarn. And it came in this bag. And guess what they paid? Okay, I'm going to tell you because you're dying to know. $15. Less than 20 bucks. Got all this yarn. Oh my, how? Yeah. I'm going to hold it up here for, whoa. Yes. Less than 20 bucks. Bought all that. And it's so soft and silky. It's way out of my price range to buy, you know, just out of the blue. So when she came back with that, she says, do you know what kind of yarn this is? I don't know if you like it. We picked it up, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, what? No way. Where'd you get that? At garage sale. You mind if I ask what you paid for it? $15. I'm like, what? So wow, no way. Yeah. Oh, wow. I love it so much. I'm giddy. I'm giddy. Anyway, that's not all the yarn. I'm not going to show it here, but in my deep freezer, went to an estate sale. And I'll show you that next podcast. Oh, wow, I cannot believe it. Bags, okay, ladies, bags of brand new yarn, plus vintage yarn. You know, Vintage Needle Crafter loves her vintage yarn. I got a whole 2 boxes from an estate sale. That's all I'm going to say. I will save that one for next time because it's in the deep freeze and I want to kill off any, if there's any moth eggs or anything like that in it. A lot of it's Red Heart, some is Windtuck, some other vintage yarns, but there's some that's part wool and acrylic, so I want to just be safe, kill off any, you know, if there's any mites or if there's any bed bugs or if there's anything, you know, in the yarn. So yeah, so I have gotten I built up my stash for practically pennies. I'm so blessed and I'm so grateful and thankful. So anyway, that's it for it today, and I'm going to end this now because I've got family here and I want to visit them, so I want to just pop in here and film this little podcast for you and tell all of you to take care of yourselves, be good to yourselves, And I'll see you again next week for that yarn unboxing and what else I've got finished and what I've got going on. So have a happy week. Stay cool. I'll see you again next time. Bye, friends.